Hi, low, sorry, I'm a little bit low energy. This is, oh my gosh, I really need some more foundation. Podcast number 2. We are gonna be discussing Temptation, the movie by Tyler Perry. Well, I mean, it was a play first, then it was a movie, but you know, same thought process. So anyways, again, this came out a while ago, about 10 years ago or so. Yeah, 10 years ago. Oh, what's on my face? So yeah. Anyways, so it's, dang, I think her name's Journey Smollett. Anyways, we're just gonna go by character names. So there's Judith, and she is a we'll just call her a marriage counselor in training, because the job she works at is where they set people up from dating sites, well, from a dating site, and she's one of the counselors, well, yeah, the in-house counselor. So anyways, and her husband Bryce works at a pharmacy as, I don't think he owns it, but he's the head pharmacist. So shoot, I forgot to put this on with the foundation, but hold a second. This, boom. So yeah, anyways, so Bryce works at a pharmacy. He wants to own one someday, a small one. He doesn't want it busy. So yeah. Anyways, Bryce and Judith have been married at this point, I think for 10 years. Yeah, I think it's about 10 years. So, and Judith is like kind of bored because it's like also this year, it's also the same year, the 3rd year that Bryce has forgotten their anniversary, which is, you know, wild, because how do you do that and you don't have kids? There's like no excuse. Bryce and Judith have been together for a while. Judith is getting very bored, and she's really getting tired of her dreams not coming true. I'm saying, and I get how she feels, because you don't want to wait forever. So anyways, she's working at this dating place as like the in-house counselor, and this dating guru site guy, we'll just call him like the blackface Mark Zuckerberg. So then he shows up one day, and he's a dark skin, he's a black man, and you know, as usual Tyler Perry movie play goes, dark skinned black man is evil. So why did I get married? Why did I get married to? They're all evil. Well, except for Acrimony. That would be the one where the dark-skinned black man isn't evil. He's just a little bit ditzy, I guess is the best way to put it. Anyways, so back to this movie. Judith and Bryce have been married for a while. Judith is very much like over, like, waiting on her dreams to come true. She's very over it, which I get it, I understand it, okay? You don't want to wait 1,000 years. And she's talking to Bryce, and he's like, oh yeah, I get it. In like 10 years, dang, it's so not even. In like 10 years, you'll be able to start your own thing. Sorry if you can hear the air conditioner, I forgot it was on. So yeah, in 10 years, you'll be able to get your own place. Your own like marriage counselor place. She's like, what? 10 years? Like, I can't wait 10 years. Actually, I'm gonna use this palette because it's not broken. And it's what my friend got me off of Instagram. Well, she saw the People's brand on Instagram. So yeah, Judas is like overworked, so over it. Bryce forgets an anniversary and he forgets her birthday. And she's just very exhausted from life. She's tired of having to do the same old thing and barely getting any results. Which again, I get her. I understand. I understand the irritation. But yeah. Judith is like really over it. So yeah, she tries to express that to Bryce, and her mom is like kind of overbearing in a way, but like, in a good, concerning way. And then like, she's like, oh my gosh, I'm like really over it. But then her and Harley start to get close, and she really falls for that rich man charm. I don't know how else to put it, or a better way to put it, but she really falls for that rich man charm. It's like, girl, he's pretty and he has money. He's not that great of a person, and you're actually gonna fall for it. Like, be for real. Also, Judith's mom was like a single mom, I think. So she's like, never like let go of stuff. But you're just like tired of it, of the same old, and she really like, she wants something different to happen. And Bryce is like so like nonchalant with like a lot of things, and Judith is like over it. Anyways, like I was saying, her mom comes into town. Her and Harley get closer, and instead of her backing away, especially after he assaults her on his plane, she continues to hang out with him. Granted, it could be a little bit of Stockholm, but it's like, girl, this man violated you after you were like, no. And she wasn't drunk, so there was no, well, maybe she just didn't realize it. It's like, no. She didn't want that at first, but then she fell into it anyways. And it's like, she didn't just like, have like some other like disease. It had to be almost like the fatal blow, which is like if Bryce had paid more attention to his wife and made an effort to remember her birthday. This eyeshadow is in my eye. Made more of an effort to remember her birthday. It's not an excuse to go out and cheat and fall for a man that you barely know and his charms. All a facade, because Brandy is in it and she plays, I forgot the character name, and I'm not gonna look it up. So her character is there and she's on the run from Harley. That is the guy. Bryce is her husband. Harley is the toxic guy. And Brandy's on the run from him because that was her ex-fiance. And she was on the run from him because he like did drugs hardcore and he gave her HIV. He's just frivolously going around life like he doesn't have HIV, which is just wild. Like, her character's on the run from him, and then he's like low-key looking for her, but like not really. Anyways, so yeah. So Brandy's character's on the run from him, and then at some point, Judith's mom finds out her and Harley are kind of like a thing. Harley assaults her mom, and I guess because she's on drugs, Judith doesn't even bat an eye, really. And Judith gets swept up in the drugs and the lifestyle of sorts. But then, you know, after a while, she like, you know, Bryce is like begging her to come back home. She's like, no, and she says some hurtful thing, and Bryce is like, he goes to his car and slams the mess, an absolute mess, out of that truck, and there's no window, no door, like window thing on the door. It's gone. Say bye bye. So he goes, you know, and Judith comes to collect her stuff, and oh yeah, Bryce drags her out of the club. And then after all this happens, Brandy's character and Bryce go to pick Judith up because she's been getting abused. She's been getting heavily abused by Harley. And they go to pick her up, and Bryce, now realistically, he should have had some cuts, because why did he have any cuts? It's weird. I know Harley was like doped up on drugs, but like, why didn't Bryce have cuts? So then they go to pick her up, and Bryce beats up Harley. And I wish him and Judith had gotten back together, Bryce and Judith, but they didn't because she was so far gone. He's like, no. Actually, we don't know. Maybe they did try and work it out and just didn't work. Anyways, Judith didn't have children because she had relations with Harley. And Harley had HIV. Didn't tell no one. Wasn't using any type of protection. So moral of the story is, at least if you don't care about stepping out of your spouse, can you at least use protection? Because diseases and you carrying that energy with you is not cool. It's not fun. I don't know why you think it's cool. I don't know why you think it's fun. It's not. Please pick a different hobby. I suggest being faithful. Don't be a Bryce and be neglectful to your significant other in that way. You're forgetting their birthday. You're forgetting that they like Cheetos dipped in ranch. Don't be a Judith. And when you feel like there's no hope and no end, going to someone else and then not using protection. Like, how does that seem like a solid idea to anyone? Tyler Perry. So also, we don't know what happened to Bryce. Not Bryce, Harley. Did he die? Did he leave town? Did he go to prison? We may never know because he was just, I guess written wise, he was just disappeared. So I guess you should find out later. I guess. I don't know. Anyways, well, the story is, don't be a Bryce and being neglectful in that way. Please remember events or random things like they like hot Cheetos dipped in ranch. Don't be a Judith and give up and then go give the Harley, even though he is horrible for you. Use no protection. And then tell a sad story to a married woman to not step out like I did because I caught HIV like it's a cold. You do that with intention. Unless you get violated, you do it with intention. Unless you like got it from a parent or like you got violated. Like, come on now. Don't be a Judith, don't be a Bryce. And don't be a Harley stalking your ex. Because you have HIV, she has HIV, or they have HIV, and You want to find them to console them. Anyways, don't be like any of those three people. They were all awful in their own way, in their own specific way. Oh, and just throwing it there just for fun, don't be Brandy's character. Don't keep running for your past, because it will eventually catch up to you if you have not completely closed that chapter. You may think you have closed it mentally, but if you haven't closed it all the way, it will not be done with you. Anyways, this one was before my eyes were opened and I realized how not toxic that his movies were, but just portrayed us and that, like, mostly not. Now everybody has their flaws, but it's just the fact that if they look like this, then they usually don't get a happy ending. Well, at least if they're a woman. If they're a man, if they're Bryce, then they'll get their happy ending. But if they're a woman, they more than likely won't get their happy ending. He has a knack, and then with this whole light bill thing, be for real. Please. Please be for real. You can fix so many problems, and this is your way of opening your mouth. Did Oprah tell you to say something ridiculous too? It's just annoying. I'm not even mad at what he said. I'm just annoyed. You're in a completely different tax bracket, and you think to open your jaws to talk about a tax bracket you haven't even touched in at least 15 to 20 years. Why are you saying something? Because you can relate? Because according to your plays and your movies, you want ones that are in this skin tone area to do that. Can't fathom why. Anyways, Temptation is on Peacock. I'm sure you can find it somewhere else, but it's on Peacock. That's where I found it. And before then, I haven't watched it in like a while. Because, you know, it's gonna annoy me every time, from the assault to her not, like, getting Bryce to understand that she was at her wit's end. Because, what is cheating going to do? Well, in this scenario, cause you to get HIV and break up your marriage, and cause you to talk to a young married couple, especially the woman, tell her, stop that affair. I'm sure he wasn't abusive like Harley, though. Alright, trick question. Bryce or Harley? They're both toxic in their own special way. Which one would you pick? Would you pick Harley just because he has money, he's pretty, with a Morpheus head? Or would you pick Bryce, who's forgetful about things, and tells you it's okay if you wait 15 to 20 years, but then forgets that you like hot Cheetos dipped in ranch, and forgot that your birthday was 2 days ago for the third year in a row, and his pharmacy only generates $60,000 every 2 weeks. How is he forgetting? Just kidding, jobs can be tense. So anyways, this was podcast episode number 2, because I did one last week. Now I just need to figure out like exactly like what platform to put on, because I know I don't have a lot of followers, but I figured I'd just go ahead and start anyways, because, you know, why not? Anyways, stay tuned for more.